We understand everyone is eager to have as much information as possible. We appreciate your patience and support as we have spent the summer procuring supplies and considering all the ways to keep our staff and students safe. As you know, the target has continued to shift, and we've had to continue to be flexible with the plans and the ideas that we have to make the best learning opportunities for our students. We know it has been frustrating, and the unknown of school and even just our own personal lives has taken its emotional toll. We are so grateful for everyone's thoughtful feedback and for sharing their ideas, concerns, and support. This pandemic reminds us all to slow down, reflect, and recognize our own health and all the ways we may positively contribute in our community and interact with others. Thank you for wearing your mask, washing your hands, and practicing physical distancing when you are out in our community. Next, we will hear from Patrick McLaughlin from the Marin County Office of Education.
Hi everyone, my name is Patrick McLaughlin. I work for the Marin County Office of Education, the Rethinking Schools Task Force, and I've been hired by the Mill Valley School District to help with some work with rethinking schools within this district and what it will look like when we return to classroom-based instruction. We conducted walkthroughs at all of the sites, and the main goal of these walkthroughs were to provide an opportunity to meet with classroom teachers and school staff to answer questions and to begin to start looking at classroom spaces and outdoor spaces at the school sites to get ideas on and evaluate what returning to classroom-based instruction will look like in the fall. One other thing that we talked about during these walkthroughs were many of the steps that the district have already taken and continues to take to get ourselves prepared. They have purchased new air filters for all of the HVAC systems in the schools. They have purchased outside portable hand washing stations. They have purchased barriers that can be used in the special ed classes, as well as purchasing barriers that will be going in some of the offices in the district and the schools. They've also purchased what is referred to as a humanity shield, which is basically a shield with kind of an apron on it that allows for teachers to not have to wear a face covering when they're doing instruction. And that was something that was recommended by Health and Human Services. The district has also received a number of items from the state. So there's a big pallet of PPE or EPE, essential protective equipment, at the warehouse for the district that will be distributed out to all the schools. Some of those items include hand sanitizer. Wall-mounted hand sanitizers have been placed in all of the classrooms throughout the district. Additionally, from the state, we have received infrared thermometers. We've received student face masks. These are disposable. There's also reusable face masks that will be coming shortly. N95 masks, mainly for the nurses and for teachers that are working with students that might have greater needs, or there might be a greater need for this additional protection of the mask. Also disposable and reusable face masks for adults. And finally, face shields also have been received and purchased by the district. So lots of EPE, essential protective equipment, has been purchased and will be distributed out to all of the schools ahead of staff and students returning to classroom-based instruction. All of this work has been conducted under the guidelines of public health, and there's a number of documents that are being used to drive this work. One is the CDC document, Considerations for School. This is a document that came out in May 19th. Also, two documents from the state level. So this document from the California Department of Public Health and the California Department of Education. These two documents, which came out in June, the guidelines, 30 guidelines that came out from our local public health officer, Dr. Matt Willis, with Mary Jane Burke. And so these have been the documents that we have been using to drive the work that we're doing at the district level. And one thing to note is the ultimate goal here is to create a COVID-19 school site specific protection plan at each school site. The procedures and protocols within this document will be specific to each site because each site has its unique qualities and features. The schools will be creating these documents that will then be shared out and available for review. So the result of these walkthroughs have been very positive. We have been able to collect a lot of ideas and a lot of questions that we are now going to be putting together and then working through with our classified staff and our classroom teachers and administrators to figure out the best solutions to some of these questions that have come up.
We are developing solutions for the questions presented at the walkthroughs prior to any potential classroom-based instruction. Some of the common questions and concerns we heard across school sites are ventilation in classrooms. Can teachers walk about the classroom and approach individual students? Can teachers still use communal classroom spaces or classroom materials? How can we utilize outdoor spaces for learning? How can we safely organize lunch? What will the cleaning schedule be? How to ensure campus security, where to store classroom furniture that can't be sanitized, how will bathrooms be managed, how will we ensure substitute coverage, how will specialist lessons work, concerns with students socializing during the summertime, spaces for sick student isolation, noise level of students in outside spaces or with doors and windows open in the classroom, and the necessary adapting of teaching styles. Those concerns, as well as site-specific concerns, will be addressed, and we are confident that our schools will be ready for when students return.
Hi everyone, just getting a little mask break here. I'm Julie Harris, your Student Services Director, and I just want to thank all of the staff and the board members who attended the walkthroughs the last 2 days. It was really great to listen carefully to hear your concerns and your questions. And some problems and some solutions, and it was great to have us all come together to think about this collectively and begin this conversation, which we're going to be having all year long. It's really evident to me that we want to always be listening and problem solving together as a united school district so that we can really think about putting together the most robust plan for our students and staff that is both strong and healthy for everyone. So again, huge thanks for everyone for attending the walkthroughs, and to Patrick from the Marin County Safe Schools for coming to lead those walkthroughs, and to all of us for continuing this conversation.